Number 5. Styling updates. When it comes to exterior changes, the 2026 Silverado is raising eyebrows for all the wrong reasons. The current generation has been on the market since 2019, making it one of the oldest designs in the segment. Meanwhile, rivals like the F-150 and Ram 1500 have undergone significant redesigns. So what did Chevy do? They swapped out 2 paint colors. Iridescent pearl tri-coat and slate gray metallic are gone, replaced by white sands and polar white tri-coat. No new grille design, no revised headlights, no aggressive bumpers, just fresh paint on an aging design. Picture pulling up to a job site with a brand new truck, and nobody can tell it apart from models that have been around for 6 years. That's the reality Silverado buyers are facing. The controversy doesn't end there. Some industry experts are actually defending this approach, as the full redesign is coming soon. Spy shots of next-generation prototypes show a completely reimagined Silverado with bolder styling cues. From this perspective, investing resources into cosmetic updates for a truck on its way out doesn't make financial sense. Still, the question remains: should buyers accept a virtually unchanged exterior for a 2026 model when competitors are pushing boundaries? The debate continues, with some calling it a missed opportunity and others viewing it as smart planning. If you were hoping for a refreshed Silverado to turn heads, the 2026 model year isn't delivering that. But if you thought the exterior changes were underwhelming, wait until you see how Chevy handled one of their most popular packages. Number 4. Realtree Package. The Realtree package is undergoing a transformation that's splitting opinions. For 2025, the Realtree Special Edition was a factory-installed option exclusive to one configuration: the custom Trail Boss Crew cab short bed 4-wheel drive with the 5.3-liter V8. For 2026, Chevy is replacing it with a dealer-installed Realtree appearance package. On the positive side, the new package expands availability significantly. You can now get it on both custom and custom Trail Boss trims, and your engine choices include the 2.7-liter Turbo 4, the 5.3-liter V8, and the 3-liter Duramax diesel. However, the controversial part is what's missing. The content includes Realtree graphics on the hood, bedside, and tailgate, interior door panel accents, a dark essentials package, black chrome exhaust tip, and assist steps. That's primarily appearance-focused, with minimal functional upgrades. Here's where it stings. Imagine needing to haul lumber or landscaping materials, worried about scratching up your pristine truck bed. A spray-on bed liner solves that problem instantly. The 2025 Realtree Special Edition included the ChevyTech spray-on bed liner as standard, but for 2026, it's been removed from the package entirely. Critics point to what competitors are offering. Rivals are rolling out affordable off-road packages with legitimate capability upgrades, locking differentials, upgraded suspension components, and enhanced traction systems. The Realtree package, by comparison, is essentially a graphics kit with cosmetic touches. The move from factory-installed to dealer-installed also raises concerns about quality consistency. If you're disappointed by what's happening on the outside, the story inside the cabin is just as frustrating. Number 3. Interior. Step inside the 2026 Silverado and you'll find another source of controversy. The interior updates are minimal at best, with the most notable change being the deletion of front and rear floor liners with removable carpeted inserts. Their removal means one less convenience feature. The cabin remains virtually identical to previous model years. The Silverado continues to offer 2 distinct dashboard configurations. Base models like Work Truck, Custom, and Custom Trail Boss still get the outdated pre-refreshed design with a small 7-inch screen. This is the same layout that debuted more than a decade ago, a design that now feels ancient compared to what Ford and Ram are offering. Think about climbing into your truck after a long day, wanting to check navigation or adjust climate settings quickly. With a cramped 7-inch screen and dated interface, what should be simple becomes frustrating. Meanwhile, competitors are offering intuitive, large format displays that make every interaction effortless. Upper trims get the refreshed dash with a 13.4-inch touchscreen, which is competitive, but the overall cabin ambiance lags behind. When you compare the Silverado's interior to a Ram 1500, the quality gap becomes painfully obvious. Ram's cabin materials, fit and finish, and design execution create a more premium environment. As the Silverado has climbed in price over the years, buyers expect the interior quality to climb with it. Instead, they're getting the same materials, the same design, and in some cases, fewer features. For a truck competing in the half-ton segment, this lack of evolution is hard to justify. The split dash configuration creates an inconsistent brand experience. Walk through a Chevy dealership and the interior quality varies dramatically depending on which Silverado you're sitting in. But the interior isn't the only place where Chevy is standing still. The powertrain story is equally controversial. Number 2. Powertrain. Under the hood is where tradition meets controversy. The 2026 Silverado's powertrain lineup remains largely unchanged, and in today's rapidly evolving truck market, that's becoming a problem. Chevy continues to rely heavily on naturally aspirated V8 engines, the 5.3-liter making 355 horsepower and the 6.2-liter producing 420 horsepower. The controversy? Torque figures. While these V8s deliver respectable performance, they can't match the low-end torque that turbocharged engines from competitors are generating. Ford's twin-turbo V6 options and Ram's Hurricane inline-6 engines deliver their peak torque at much lower RPMs. Imagine trying to merge onto a highway while towing a loaded trailer. You need instant pulling power, not horsepower that only arrives at high RPMs. That's where turbocharged engines excel. They deliver maximum torque right when you need it at lower engine speeds. The one powertrain update for 2026 is a new optional sport exhaust calibration available on certain trims with the 6.2-liter V8. This delivers more aggressive exhaust valve tuning in sport mode, giving the truck a throatier sound. It's a nice touch for enthusiasts, but it doesn't address the fundamental performance gap with turbocharged competitors. On the positive side, the Silverado maintains some unique advantages. The base 2.7-liter Turbo 4 is genuinely impressive, delivering 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. And Chevy remains the only manufacturer in the class still offering a diesel option, the 3.0-liter Duramax inline-6 with 305 horsepower and 495 pound-feet of torque. Still, the lack of powertrain innovation is noticeable. Ford has hybrid options, Ram has advanced turbocharged technology, and Chevy is standing pat with engines that are beginning to show their age in the spec sheets. And while the engine choices might frustrate some, nothing has sparked more debate than what Chevy is asking buyers to pay for all these carryover features. Number 1. Pricing. Perhaps the most controversial aspect of the 2026 Silverado is how much you'll pay for these minimal changes. Chevrolet has implemented price increases across the lineup, and the value proposition becomes questionable. The 2026 Silverado 1500 now starts at $39,495 for the base work truck regular cab two-wheel drive, climbing all the way to $85,930 for the range-topping ZR2 Bison with the 6.2-liter V8. The custom trim begins at $44,995. While the custom Trail Boss starts at $55,395. The LT model opens at $50,495, and the RST starts at $53,895. These figures include a $2,595 destination freight charge, which itself represents a $400 increase over the 2025 model year. For a truck that received virtually no meaningful upgrades, this pricing strategy is drawing criticism. The destination charge alone has climbed, and some see this as a way to increase prices without touching the MSRP. When you're already paying over $50,000 for a mid-level truck, every additional charge stings. Others point to inflation and rising production costs. The automotive industry has faced supply chain challenges, increased material costs, and labor expenses. From this economic perspective, modest price increases are inevitable. However, critics argue that price increases should correspond with value additions. When Ford raises F-150 prices, buyers get new technology, updated features, or enhanced capability. When Ram increases pricing, the improvements are typically visible and tangible. The 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 represents a fascinating case study in automotive strategy where doing almost nothing has sparked more controversy than a complete overhaul might have. From cosmetic-only exterior updates and a watered-down Realtree package to an aging interior, carryover powertrains, and higher prices, every aspect tells the same story. Chevy is playing the waiting game while competitors surge ahead. Whether you view this as prudent restraint before a major redesign or a disappointing failure to meet market demands depends on your perspective. But one thing is certain, the 2026 Silverado is forcing buyers to decide if loyalty to the Bowtie brand is worth paying more for less. For those willing to wait, the next generation model promises to be worth the patience. But for those needing a truck today, the competition has never looked more appealing. Therefore, the best thing you can do is to check out the competition, starting with our video that breaks down every trim level on the 2026 Toyota Tundra. If you think the Japanese truck has nothing more to offer but reliability, you'll be pleasantly surprised by how much the Tundra has improved. Impressive powertrain lineup, excellent ride quality, and towing capacity that's finally on par with American competition are just some of the things that make this truck such a great value.